Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Android App Addicts, episode 522. This is the show where we talk about Android apps, Android hardware, whatever else happens to cross our minds. I am your host, Mark, sometimes known as the Sultan of the Soapbox, Cockrell. And joining me this week are the people you're really here to hear from. I'm just a guy, what gets in the way sometimes. Eric, the executive Arduini, and Steve, the DoorToDoorGeek, McLaughlin. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, Mark. What's happening? Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. I did miss a show, didn't I?
Yeah, that's all right. You didn't miss much.
Well, thanks, Eric.
Well, I mean, he wasn't here, so it started out wrong, and it probably ended wrong, and you know.
I will say we did have a little issue with the intro last week.
Yeah. I had to totally do a reboot and start over. Well, I didn't have to reboot my computer. I had to reboot my thought process in my mouth, and yeah. Thank you for cutting that outdoor. I was wondering if you'd remember to do that or not.
You got lucky. I'm not going to lie. I almost forgot.
And if you would have left it in, it would have been fine, I guess. But I was just curious.
Well, and if you didn't listen to the last show, Mark, I said two things that I knew as soon as I said. It was like the universe then was set in motion for bad stuff to happen. I said, one, I was going to use my Honor 8 phone until it died. I was going to, till its very last charge cycle. And I also said, I believe I said in the last Android App Acts about the word addiction and how I was, taking breaks from certain things just to see how I could handle them. Like, that's why I go 3 months, 4 months at a time and I don't drink any alcohol just to remind myself that I don't have to drink it. And then
every 3 or 4 months you go a day without drinking alcohol?
I go 3-4 months without drinking any alcohol. And I Sunday the wife got tickets from work, I believe, to go to Six Flags, Largo, Maryland, Fright Fest, blah 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 blah. So, I went and I stupidly got on the Superman Ride of Steel ride, put my Honor 8 in my chest pocket in my jacket, and forgot to button the button.
Oh, so it wasn't because when you said that it was on its way out last week, and I gave it some time, gave it months, I think, and you gave it days or weeks at that point because of it. It already took a hit to the floor or to the counter or something, right?
Well, the battery just was not holding a charge. I would take it off the charger, and if I did something for even an hour, it would go dead. So I find my device on my son's phone. I watched my phone sit in the middle of a grassy knoll peacefully and quietly while the Superman ride rode above it. And then about an hour later, it stopped pinging the server. And I said to self, I don't want to wipe the device yet because there's a chance I'm going to get it back. Then I thought to myself after the battery was dead, well, now I can't get another phone for at least a couple days because I want to see if the phone turns back on. And if I kill the SIM and get a new phone, I won't know if that phone gets turned back on. And I can't wipe the phone if the phone isn't turned on. So I'm not getting a phone for at least a week is my logic. So I could keep checking it. And if it turns on, I can wipe it. They said if they find it, they're going to mail it to me. Yeah.
So your phone landed on a grassy knoll and finished it off? It wasn't like straight on the concrete. And then my other question is, why didn't you have them stop the entire park and that roller coaster to get your precious piece of electronics?
From an employee there, upwards of 200 phones a day are found inside the park. They're not stopping anything for someone's phone.
But don't they know who you are?
They don't care. They said at the end. Sorry?
How will they know it's yours to mail it to you if they find 200 phones?
Well, my phone is a Honor 8 with a green sticker on it, so it at least has some level of uniqueness to it. The guy said because it has green stickers on it, it's more likely you're going to get it. He said, but we as employees cannot even go out there until the park is closed and the ride is turned off. So you can stay till the end of the night if you want, and then you can see if you can go find it. We'll let you walk out there.
The green phone on the green grass.
But I mean, the
Good.
ride isn't small. I don't know where on the ride it went out. So, I just came home.
Huh. I don't think I would have given up that easy. I don't think I could have left the place without at
Well,
least trying.
The thing was, they didn't even close till I think it was 9:30, and at 4:00, no, it was no 7:00. All the kids we were with and all the adults except for me were like they were tired, they were beat, they were exhausted, they want to go home right now. So,
Yeah, a little family strife is worth the cost of a phone. Avoiding that family strife.
Yeah. So, I mean, worse things. Worse things have happened. I'll be all right. No Voxer, no text messages, no Google Plus activity basically until I'm home sitting here. My Karma hotspot, it's like $9 a month. It's only a gig a month. I go through 60 gigs a month. So, yeah.
So what have you ordered?
Nothing.
Wow. So what are you waiting for to order?
Well,
Is there something coming out?
No. The money. It costs money, and money is money.
Yeah, but you buy the cheap phones, or you could get an expensive one in a payment plan. They'll hook you up. You
I
get
am
good
never
credit.
getting a payment plan, period, because all that means is you pay more money, and it means you're locked in with a device. So my son, long story short, is taking a break from school for 10 days, not voluntary. So I took his phone, which is a Moto E. And if people are unaware, on all basically Android devices, if you pull down the menu twice, there's a little like head icon. So what I did was I clicked that, and then I basically logged into the phone. So when he gets his phone back, it's going to be as minimally different as when he gave it to me. Yet I have everything I need on the device because I'm logged in under my account. If I wanted to, I could go right now today on Swappa and buy one of these Moto E's for $84.
Hmm.
But I don't have to have it right now. I'm, going to see if I can go because I really would like to wipe the Honor phone. I, I'll say I am looking at devices. I honestly don't know what I'm going to end up getting.
How do you, the door-to-door geek, not have a stack of phones in a drawer somewhere that you could fall back on?
Well, I have phones sitting around the house that are like you, Mark. I use the 3M strips and I have them on the walls, doing like night clock routines and garage door opener type routines. But most of the devices I have were old Verizon devices, most of them. And then friends I knew who were in need, I gave them like my 1+1 because they needed it. So what I did was right now I'm using my Cube Air i3 dual boot tablet where I can put a SIM in it. And I honestly might end up putting a SIM in that for like a week or two, just in the meantime. So,
Had you played with the Moto E much before you gave it to your son? I mean, just as a 2018 review, what do you think of it after going from your previous phone to just using it now that it's in your hand for a week or so, at least?
I think it reminds me of a 2016 phone.
Okay.
It's big, it's blocky, it's heavy, it has huge bezels. No
Is it
fingerprint
slow
reader.
though?
It's not snappy.
Okay.
I'll tell you that.
I mean, I could live with all those blocky, thick bezels and all that stuff. It's just the slowness would be a little.
Just so we can use this show title, I have to read what Guy in the Tub said. Door goes off the grid, because that's a total show title, but I can't use it if we didn't say it. So there we go. Door goes off.
Yeah, and I got that tablet. I honestly, I know what goes on at my work's network, so I'm not going to log into their guest network. So what I'm doing is I literally use the Linux application and an application I'm going to bring on the show, basically, which is a YouTube DL front end for Android. I downloaded a whole bunch of Richard Feynman lectures. I downloaded a whole bunch of crash course stuff. I downloaded Connections with James Burke. I downloaded Carl Sagan Cosmos. I then transcoded them into audio. So I got about 20 hours worth of audio where I can listen to, because I'm going to be running out of podcasts all the time.
You almost said transmogrify, didn't you?
I wasn't sure what to say. And honestly, I wasn't far from saying that.
Yeah, I started to say, Door, that you were the most paranoid man I've ever met. But then I realized I've spent 20 years in the Linux community, and frankly, you don't come close. But still, you are super paranoid.
Well, I mean, we all have our own beliefs that alter our behavior. It's a question of if they're damaging to your lifestyle, and I honestly believe mine isn't.
What was the paranoid thing he said?
That I don't trust my job's network.
He won't log into a Wi-Fi. He won't. All the things that, and just on a general basis, he won't do. People can't call him. He won't use email unless it's on a secure device on his own network. Yeah. Anyway,
I thought trying to awake a dead phone from the dead to make sure it gets wiped, rather than taking a drill to it and making sure it's done.
I can't take a drill to it. I don't have it.
I just for
you
me,
didn't get it back.
No,
that's the whole point. He doesn't know where it is.
I'm sorry. It's okay. It's the Asus phone that just gets hot when you charge it, not your. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's the fact that it's missing in action that's the hardest part. I mean, if you know it's dead, that's one thing, but to not know, it's got to be heartbreaking.
I'd be going back. I'd go back and look.
Dude, first off, it's a roller coaster. Secondly, I'm going literally like 80 miles an hour on the roller coaster. That thing could have flew a large amount of distance. It's not like they cut the grass like a golf course around the thing either, Eric.
I'd take my binoculars, get a nice high view looking down at the whole landscape.
Wander around after midnight with a metal detector.
Well, I got two of them.
Yeah,
that's a good idea too.
Well,
break in.
And I guarantee you I would find a billion things if I would even find my phone. But now I'm going to change the subject because there's a company I trust called Pine. Like, here's one of their board computers. This is the Rock Pro 64. This is one of their newer boards. 4 gigs of RAM on it, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's a cool board. But in the chat, I put a link in there. They announced today to select group of developers, they are sending a Pine phone, is what they're calling it. 7-inch screen, so I'm going to say it's not really a phone, it's just a connected device that they want to launch. I'm going to guess in about a year. That's going to have US carrier support, running full-blown Linux, not Android. And, it's going to have some bells and whistles. But here's my question. Here's what I want to know from you guys. What could this thing do to be successful? Or what could it have to do to be successful?
First thing is, if they're looking for developers, there's nobody more qualified than you. Linux for the Rest of Us, Mini PC Show, and Android App Addicts, podcast host of all of them. So they should send it to you to report back to all of us on all 3 of those shows about this thing. I think I see the screen's 1440 by 720.
Yeah.
That's the size. I like the size. I don't know. It's going to be really it's going to be thick, though. I have a feeling it's not going to be. It's not going to be something you're going to. It's not going to be a really light thing. I can tell. I just feel that it's going to be a bit big, and you've even got a 3D printer to make your own case for it.
Yeah. I don't expect it to be sleek. I don't expect it to be sexy. Period.
I think it could be a great novelty, though. If you walk around with one of them, you're going to, stand out in the crowd. I think a little bit. People are going to be like, "This guy's elite."
You asked the question, what can they do to be successful? The answer is they cannot be successful on the scale of an LG or a Motorola. They can definitely be a niche device among the Linux community, And there are two ways that they have to go about to that. It has to be fully open source, no binaries anywhere. It's got to be fully open source, and it's got to have killer battery life. If you do those two things, the Graybeards will buy this phone exclusively.
Does it need to run Android apps?
No, not at all.
You don't think it needs? No,
because the Linux community is fine with using, the Linux apps. They'll use Chromium and they'll run Gmail from that. Those guys don't care about convenience.
So there's a decent enough podcast app and things like that.
Well, anything you
Linux to do it. Okay.
Yeah. I'll say it has a low screen resolution, which I don't care about. 7-inch screen, so it's not something pocketable technically. It's going to have to be backpackable kind of thing. I can see having a Bluetooth piece connected to do your talking to it kind of thing. I'll say, and it's running Plasma on the desktop. I hate KDE, but I'm becoming a non-absolutionist to me, which means just because I hate it doesn't mean it doesn't have its place. And honestly, this is a place where I think Plasma could actually shine and be a good choice. What I think it needs is the ecosystem. It needs the ecosystem to allow the more advanced users to create routines or to create clickable things that then is instantly and easily shareable back up to like a master repo and in a categorized, organized, indexable, and searchable way for the less knowledgeable user to take advantage of. Because it's Linux, anything you can write in a command shell script is anything anybody can do on any GUI interface ever existed. So, I mean, I think they're going to need to have the smarter users support the less smart users to get any level of success. And I'm with you, Mark. I don't think it is actually technically feasible for them to be globally, worldwide, recognized, successful. But I do believe them as a company can shoot for successes kind of thing.
Then IBM could buy them out and they could be in the smartphone business.
$34 billion friggin' dollars. Billion. And the three people I know who worked for him all said the same thing. Interesting.
That work for Red Hat or work for IBM?
Work for IBM. People that work for IBM just disappear. I know like two, and I never hear from them again. I think they're part of the collective now. Yeah, so I mean, here's the gimmick. I expect this thing to be less than 150, 180 bucks, which I'll say that's the other key thing. The cheaper, the more affordable they can make this, the more likely it's going to be mass adoption. Because if it's cheap enough, I could literally have two of them. One running my test dev stuff on it, trying to do crazy stuff, and then my one solid one. But here's what I'll say, Mark. Some people scream that the Raspberry Pi is open. Okay. The Raspberry Pi is not open source. The Broadcom GPU chipset on it is closed sourced. Most GPU chipsets on most ARM-based devices are not open, but they are accessible, is what I'll say. So, and I do agree, the more open, the more mainline Linux kernel it is, the more likely everyone who's working on it is going to have a much easier time doing anything they need to do. And that's the Linux weenie in me talking. I'll just say I love disruption. I love competition. I don't think they're going to compete. I don't think they're really going to disrupt, but I do think it could be a cool hobbyist thing to play with.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but it'll never be more than a novelty.
Oh, and it says $100 is the price that they're looking for.
See, that makes it playable. That puts it.
Here's what I'll say: the Google Home Hub, $150, 7-inch screen. This thing, 7-inch screen, $100. I could see putting a Wi-Fi dongle on it, putting it on my counter, and having something that I control, that I have root on, that I am the administrator on, that can do Google Home type functionality.
Yeah. Oh man, you had me there for a second. I was gonna say something about something. I don't remember. It fell out. So The $100 just floored me. It blew my mind actually. So I'm glad to hear that. Oh, okay. So yeah, I got two things I want to say now because you brought up Google Home. If somebody wants a Home Mini and they want it to get it $15 cheaper, look on my Google Plus. I got a coupon code that somebody can use. Okay, that's out there. So this is something hardware news that's not $100. It's $350, but it's a really small, not quite fully functioning piece of Android hardware, and it is called the Palm Phone. Have you guys seen this yet? Basically, it's a wearable in the shape of a small phone that's a companion. You got to actually have another phone hooked up. You can only get it through Verizon, and it's $350. And it tethers to your bigger phone, and you can like clip it on your shirt and use it as a phone. Kind of. It's got a decent camera, but it's supposed to try to get you away from your busy Facebook phone a little bit.
What fresh hell is this? It's everything you hate about small phones, but at twice the cost.
I don't understand the price at all. I don't know how anybody's going to buy one of these for $350.
Well, okay. First and foremost, the only thing I agree about what I'm hearing on other podcasts is phone prices aren't making sense because it makes perfect sense. They have to compete with Apple, and doesn't matter. Perspective is reality. If I sell a $400 phone, doesn't matter if it's technically as good as an Apple phone, nobody will buy it because the price is not similar. If you want to compete with companies selling $1,000 to $1,300 phones, you got to sell $1,000 to $1,300 phones. This is a clear, obvious first world problem that the only people who are going to buy this damn thing are people who are going to want to hold it and say, look what I got. Huh? Because this is the dumbest damn thing I think I've ever heard in my life, except for there was an LG phone years ago that had a dongle hanging off of it that would flash the light. So the logic was the women can buy it, put the phone in the purse, hang the dongle out the purse, and see the flash when there's a notification sound. That was about just as stupid as this is. And there's no way this is going to sell anything, even if they put the price down to 50 friggin' bucks.
Now, here's the way you sell this. I have it. This is the way you can sell this device. You fasten it into a gauntlet a la Space Ghost, and then boom, you got it.
Yeah, Space Ghost or Pip is the modern video game.
Yeah, but that would be perfect because it's a smartwatch, but with a 4-inch screen. Then and you have the cool Space Ghost. If you make some sound effects on it, yeah, boom, you're done. I would buy it if it was a Space Ghost Palm. That's it. I just need to call Palm or Verizon and tell these people this is what they need to do. They need to make the Space Ghost Gauntlet and it'll fly on the shelf.
I really have no idea what you guys are talking about right now.
Space Ghost.
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
You don't know Space Ghost.
I don't know. I don't.
Well, that's your homework for the week. Okay.
Right. So I posted another picture. Posted another picture. It does have a neat kind of look to the backside of it, like you said, Dor, or it's going to be just something. Oh, I will show you this thing. The way it's got Palm written out just looks in gold. It's pretty high class looking, I think.
It's pretty first world. I don't know if you guys remember this. Their whole marketing spiel is what the Windows Phone spiel was. To get you off of your phone as quick as possible. That was the whole spiel. It didn't work for them. What makes these people think it's going to work? I don't get it. It's like they literally had mountains of 3.5-inch screens. What are we going to do with it, Bob? I don't know, Chuck. And then Ralph has an idea. Why don't we make a phone that's not really like a smartphone? I don't get this. I mean,
and Verizon gives you the opportunity to pay an extra $10 a month to have a second SIM with the same phone number to use it on top of the $350 price. But look, you can wear it on a necklace around your neck. Just let it hang there. Man, if you only had that on that roller coaster door. Or you would have, you maybe you'll lose only one of your two phones that you're carrying on you at all times. So you still have one.
Yeah, that's just that. That to me is one of the most ridiculous things I think I've seen in a while. And the OnePlus
So
6T got announced.
it has its own SIM, so you can talk with your phone. You can leave your phone at home and still have your phone, only smaller than your phone and slower than your phone. I don't know why people aren't just excited about this. It's a phone, but not a phone. Smaller but less powerful. So there's that.
I don't know. I don't know. I know OnePlus just announced the OnePlus 6. Looks cool. Still ain't buying that. Too much money.
Yeah, that looks pretty impressive, but it's spendy.
Oh, but the gimmick is, if you're a T-Mobile customer and you have any old OnePlus any old OnePlus device, you can trade it into T-Mobile. They will give you $300 credit. Thus, you will get a OnePlus 6T for $250. I want to say
That's not a bad deal.
You have to pay over 2 years, but so it's $11 a month.
The chat room does say the best thing about the little Palm phone is that it won't clog up your toilet when you toss it in and flush.
Oh man, I was really
so it'll be gone
So
instead of stopping.
This picture on the Android Authority article you posted, Eric, with the guy with the palm around his neck there on a lanyard. The reason that it's just the body shot there is even the model was too embarrassed to show his face wearing this device. There's nobody in the world that's going to be seen with that thing around their neck.
And that's just one of the accessories. There's a whole load of accessories that they've already got lined up to go with this, of different ways to attach it to things. And, they went all out on the marketing. They've got their own attachments and merch for it already.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Palm ruled the world.
Oh, I used to love my... Oh, yes. I used to. Until BlackBerry came. Then I can do all of this and use a phone. Never mind. I'm gone.
Invented the smartphone. Oh, they do have a Space Coast gauntlet. I take back everything I said. One of the pictures there, if you're on the Android Authority article 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, the armband?
It's a Space Coast gauntlet. Okay, done. I'm sold. I want one.
There you go. That's one of their accessories. Now I don't have to go study.
If now I just need an app that makes the sounds. He flashes a light or two, and I'm in.
It's running Android, so you could probably get the soundboard.
No,
all right.
No, you can't. No, that's one of the gimmicks with the phone. You basically cannot install any apps. You just have the Google suite on it. I believe.
Can we talk about something real now? Anybody got any apps?
I can't stop laughing at the chat room. Apps. I've got apps too. I will let Dor go first though.
Okay. Then what I'm going to bring is the one that I teased. Because Google is self protective of their own stuff. This is an app you will never find in the Play Store. Thus, you have to enable third-party source installs, and you have to go through like XDA link for it, is the way I found it. And the link and the site almost looks shady, is what I'm going to say. It looks ridiculous, is the way I'll put it. It's Avidd, Avidd. And what you basically can do, you can basically copy paste YouTube links into this app. It will then prompt you, do you want to download high quality video, low quality video, high quality audio, low quality audio? You pick one, you hit the button, bang, it downloads. If you want to go off the grid, I guess, or if you just want YouTube videos or content series or playlist in audio form or off network in video form, this is the app that you need. And here's the gimmick. I'm all in favor of content creators getting numbers, getting whatever through YouTube, but I'm also in favor of the users having the freedom to, if they want to, pull the content off of YouTube for their own personal private use kind of thing. Or just for historical cases, because here's the gimmick. Connections with James Burke, that ain't going to be on TV again. Ever. Okay? I don't trust YouTube and I don't trust the BBC to leave them up on YouTube forever either. So I'm pulling down a copy of Connections, Connections 2 and Connections 3, and I'm having them archived on my servers. So anytime I want to listen to what I think of as a really smart guy talking about technology and history and humanity and civilization, I can listen to it.
Okay, so YouTube for the rest of us. Thanks to Door, I have a YouTube premium subscription, and you can do this too, but this doesn't archive it and put it away the way you're saying. That's the difference. I mean, if I just had, like you're saying, your son's phone for a while, and you're logged into YouTube, you can download whatever you'd like to listen to it or watch it offline, and then when you turn the power button off on your phone and get the screen to go blank, it'll do the audio automatically and keep playing.
Right.
But this is not it's not just for the consumption on the phone. This is for archiving things for other times.
If you want to, or you can just download it to the phone and just play it on the phone.
Okay. I don't. Yeah. Well.
And there's no ads. That's the other plus.
So you the download link is not in the xda.com. xdadevelopers.com is another website you have to go to get to it.
Yeah, you have to go to avddapp.com and then download it from there. That's all.
Okay.
There's a zip right there on the page that you linked, Door. At the bottom of it, there's a zip file that you can download.
I'm pretty sure with XDA, you cannot download zip files unless you log in and your account ranks high enough.
Okay, well, that's possible. I
do.
It's just
I don't really stray away from the play. Man, that is a great saying right there. I just don't do that much.
Well, for me, it was just the thing. I wanted to try to voluntarily take a break from podcast. And I said, if I'm going to take a break from podcast, I think I still need something else to listen to. And I don't want music. I don't want to stream music. I wanted to try something else. I don't do audiobooks. So to me, that was as close as I could get to audiobook type content.
Okay. Why don't you do audiobooks?
Because I think they're really boring and not engaging. You know, like fantasy world. I don't want to listen about unicorns or stuff.
I don't think I've ever listened to a fantasy book on. I've listened to a lot of audiobooks, but they've been like history books and leadership, books. And I learned one. I listened to an audiobook about a horse that learned to type and do math, and was a big hit back in the 20s.
Well, yeah, but it was pretty sure a complete con job.
No, it was at the World's Fair in St. Louis in 1922.
No, dude, it's a complete con job. Okay, horses don't do math. Horses are stupid or really dumb. And I already listened to history podcast. So if I'm going to listen to an audiobook, why don't I listen to the most newest, freshest, relevant? Because history is always changing because we always learn new things. And why would I listen to a history book that was written years ago when I can listen to a podcast that's today or this week?
Yeah. I don't know. History books are written now too. I mean, I'm not saying the history like a textbook. It's like somebody can write a book today about George Washington or something like that, those kind of books. Anyway, that's good. I used to use an app. I used to use a downloader back in the day, and I just I haven't found a need anymore. And honestly, I used to download stuff from everywhere other than Google Play. Never thought twice about it back in the day too, and that's something I just don't do anymore. It's weird. I've changed. When I stopped rooting and ramen, I think I stopped downloading APKs and zip files from strange places.
I understand why you need that on your phone. I mean, I occasionally have need to download YouTube videos, this show, for example, or my own show. Occasionally, the audio, YouTube is the audio backup if some catastrophe occurs. It happens occasionally, and so I go to my browser and I download the video. I'm not dissing it. I just don't understand the need for it on the phone, especially with your stated goal, Door, of archiving it off your phone somewhere. It seems like the least efficient way to do something.
Yeah, it's the exact same. Actually, it's less work to do it on my phone because I'm not on a desktop computer. And once I download it, I just hold down long click and I say share to own cloud, and then I upload it to my server, my personal private server. At home, I would have to jump through just as many, if not more, hoops to upload it to my server. And it's just a matter of convenience. I have my phone on me. Whenever I'm finding something that I want to download, I already have my phone in my hand, kind of thing. I was for a while there trying to batch the URLs, and then when I come home, sit down and then do it. It worked, and I will say there was still things I did have to do on the desktop. I had to load auto key, which is basically a macro recorder, and I had to do batch renaming of files to make sure in the very beginning was the numbers 001, 002, 003, so they would always be in the correct order. Because for some reason on YouTube, people keep putting numbers at the end of the name. I don't get that.
Door guy in the tub wants to know what format the files are when you download them.
I was always picking whatever format was the smallest file size, because I'm the guy literally like all my Napstered or actually Winamped Beatles music and stuff is literally in like 96K, just because the file size is small. I want to say it's MKV is the file size, which is I want to say it's WebM inside the file and MKV enclosure.
Those are commonly used for Blu-rays, that format.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I mean the file sizes are fair, is what I'm going to say. I got well over 20 hours worth of content on my drive, and I want to say it was all of less than 60 gigs, 6 gigs. And then here's the coincidence things. The day before I lost my phone, I ordered this on Amazon. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before. It's a SanDisk USB stick, but there's a button on the side. You press the button on the side, and it also becomes a basically Wi-Fi storage where it can do 8011 AC and stream up to 3 HD video streams at a time. 64 gigs. It was $19.
Wow. That's a neat idea. How you got to charge it with a battery then?
No. When you plug it up into a computer, you can mount it and put all the files on it that you want. Also, when you plug it up, it also charges the battery, and you get, I want to say, up to 3 hours of battery life.
Okay, so it does have a battery. It doesn't have to be plugged in to be using.
Right.
Nice.
Internal battery. So it's a USB stick, a battery, an operating system, an access point, and it can do through networking. And what I mean by that is you can connect to this on your phone, and then on your phone say connect this to my Wi-Fi hotspot or my home internet. So it can literally be like a through port.
What SSID did you put on that door?
Podnutz Pocket. Because it's Podnutz in my pocket.
That's cool. I've never knew.
And it was cheap. It was literally $19 for 64 gigs. And I never, ever voluntarily pay the Microsoft tax. Damn it, I paid the Microsoft tax. Because in now Android and in Linux, it's difficult to mount. In Android, I can only mount this if I pay $10. I'm not paying $10.
I could see that being nice if you were like going to a family reunion at Aunt Betty's house and you wanted to show a video of your kids that you had back there, and you didn't want to log in with your Google account on her computer to get to your drive.
Yeah, or if I just want to like put movies on it and have one kid on the phone, the other kid on the tablet connect and be able to stream their videos.
Yeah, in the back of the van or something.
Offline kind of thing.
Yeah, or you could just plug it into a USB port in a minivan and have them on their screens watching the same. That's cool. Now, they wouldn't be synced. They could stream at different times in the movie.
Yep.
It would be okay.
Yep.
I kind of think not many devices could stream off of that thing. Surely the processor is pretty minuscule.
I already did it. 3 1080p things, different movies, all of them worked butter smooth. I couldn't believe it. Trust me. That was the thing that me and a couple people swore. Maybe one HD stream was what we thought. Maybe one. And we did 3 at the same time.
Impressive.
You should put a link to that in the show notes for
for $20. That's
the price already went back up. As you know, it's Amazon. And it's called the SanDisk My Connect.
And once again, just so that we can use this as a possible show title, I have to read what Guy in the Tub said. Is that Podnutz in your pocket, or are you just glad to see me? All right. Door. That was, you brought us, Eric, your turn. Maybe something from the App Store.
Yeah, this one is from the App Store. And this one is called Wearcast Podcast Player for Wear OS. So if you have a new smartwatch, like I do now, and it is running Wear OS, it has to be for this app to work, then you may have a speaker built into that thing, and then this is a podcast player standalone from your phone that you can download podcasts to listen to while you're walking or whatever. If you're today it was chilly when I took my walk, so I had a coat on. My speaker on my watch really doesn't have enough to go through a jacket, so I'd have to leave my wrist exposed if I wanted to hear it better. But it's a good option, It does have a premium. I think it's $4 to pay for the premium. I have not done that yet. The premium does add speed up the change in playback speed that Door needs. So I will probably do that. The only problem I had is if I wanted to quickly mute it, or pause the podcast. It wasn't the UI wasn't really super great about getting back to that play, pause, mute, volume area on my watch. It imported all of my OPML file from Podcast Addict, loaded it up, and then you can individually download over Wi-Fi without your phone to store those on your watch for offline listening. Have you seen anything like this?
The guys in the chat room are commenting on the fact that I had a physical reaction to this when not the app itself, but the top one in their list is This Week in Tech. Just that's what I was reacting to.
So I did that my typical search, my test, if you will. I typed in the search on the app and typed in the word Android, and we were number 3 on the list.
That's good, because in Podcast Addict, we most definitely are not, and I'm tempted to email them and ask what's up.
Yeah, I think I may have before.
I mean, if your device can pair a Bluetooth headset, mine can't. My Moto 360. Then this is an app that makes sense to me. You can run, you can walk, you can engage in physical activities without your phone. But otherwise, I'm just really tired of people shoehorning full OS things into a smartwatch. It's just not what they were made to be. And you're not making things better by trying to force them to do something they're only going to be able to do poorly.
That's a good idea, Mark. I should try to see if I can pair my Bluetooth headset to it. That would really work well, and then I don't have to have a phone with me for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, if you have to have your phone anyway, there's absolutely no reason to run this app on your watch. You just run it on your phone and then use your watch to control the media like normal people do.
And I say, why not shoehorn stuff into a watch? Because the processing speed and power of this watch is just as good or better than what I had in my phone 5 years ago.
Okay.
I was doing the same stuff, really.
I just think wearables, they fit a niche. They do fine in that niche. And then when we try to expand them beyond that, we complain that they don't perform well. And it's geeks doing that. We shoehorn enough stuff in that it craps out and then complain that it crapped out, when really a smartwatch, a wearable, is just intended to be a second screen, a quick glance at your phone without actually pulling out your phone. I just don't understand this move to making the phone, the watch, a full operating device. It's never going to be good at that.
Well, if the Palm can be good at their 4-inch device, then your Wear OS should be just as good.
And how much did we really get that?
Yeah. So, one thing, it didn't really take over the watch as far as what you're saying. So when I was listening to podcasts for the rest of my walk on my phone in my pocket, because it's got a loud enough speaker to go through a jacket, and it still had the play, pause, and functions like that on my watch to control Podcast Addict, which was nice. I do wish, I was hoping, and I think I mentioned it last week, if Podcast Addict would have just this kind of a thing built in where I could download the podcasts to the watch, so I wouldn't have to be connected in any way. I like that. I like it off of OTG or off the network, so that I don't have to use it. I mean, my watch has a SIM card slot, but I don't use it. But I'm not always on Wi-Fi. I would like to have them downloaded to the watch, right off of Podcast Addict, instead of having a whole other app. Just saying.
I guess I'm feeling extra curmudgeon-y today.
But no, I am definitely going to try to pair my headphones. That's something I didn't even think about.
Well, if that works, you definitely got to let us know, because that to me makes the phone the ZTE Quartz much more desirable.
Mm.
I mean, clearly it's got Bluetooth. It's connected to your phone with Bluetooth. It makes sense that
it does. It does.
But doesn't yours, Mark, have Bluetooth?
Yeah, but it's not the what is it? The multimedia standard. I can't remember, ADBS or something like that.
Mm.
It's just straight up interface. Remember, this is very early. I mean, these guys were the first to do it.
Bluetooth 4.0 or something.
Well, with Bluetooth, it is a client server type connection. It's not a peered connection. So there's always one who is the master, and then there's the secondary device. And I do know some things can only be secondary devices.
I will report back.
Okay, cool. Door, your turn.
I'm going to bring something just because the namesake. That is Ghostbusters World. I'm bringing it because Ghostbusters. If you ever played Ingress, if you know anything about Ingress, that's essentially what this is. This is Ingress with Ghost. You load up the app, then you physically traverse the world. You can team up with other people, if I read this thing right. And you can basically go find Ghost in the wild, and using your phone, you can trap them and get points and earn stuff.
So it's kind of like Pokemon Go, but without Pokemons and that whole
like
thing.
Ingress. Yeah.
I used to love Ingress, man. I was first in my town, I'm sure, on Ingress. Gave up. I just didn't have time for it.
I know.
I need to look at the video, I guess, on this. Looking at the screenshots, I am not intrigued.
Well, there's two ways to do it, because just like in Pokemon Go, there's the trainer battles, I want to say, where you have to go to a certain place, and then
the gym.
The gym. Then your screen changes and you're in a true virtualized environment. But when you just walk around, you're in a augmented reality, which is the Pokemon Go thing. If I was younger, if I did have a bunch of friends, I could see this being cool because to me, Ingress or Pokemon Go, doing it by yourself is only, so much. If you do it with other people, to me, that's when it becomes funner.
You know what I do like about this already? I can see that's better than Pokemon Go is you could probably play this more in your house where you don't have to go, different rooms might have a different ghost in them or something where you don't actually have to go around the neighborhood so much. Because it's hard telling in the video, but that would be my hope, because ghosts are kind of a indoor sort of thing a lot of times. Well, except for that movie, I guess, with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. But yeah, I'm gonna install a door. I gotta know.
I'm pretty sure they want you to walk around a lot, Eric.
I do that anyway, so they won't be making me. I'm gonna install it right now.
All
What do
right.
you think, Mark?
So
Nothing, Mark? Nothing on that one?
nothing. I'm sorry. I'm having some technical difficulties here. So forgive us, communicative than normal.
Okay.
Sorry. This will probably be the fans' favorite show. It's the one where Mark shuts up.
Okay. I'm going to bring an app called Vpings Video Wallpaper. So if you've got a video of your cat or your mechanical robotic lawnmower in your backyard, and you really love your backyard or your cat, and you want that to be that video that you made that's so cool, you want that to be your wallpaper of your phone, this totally can do that, and it looks awesome. It is a two-step process. You have to install 2 different apps, honestly, to make it totally work. But it's like a 3-minute install and setup. It's totally super simple. They give you a bunch of, of their own videos, but you can totally just go straight to your own drive and take whatever video you want, upload it to it, and then hit a couple buttons. And then your screensaver or your background is now a video. And they say it doesn't use a ton more battery life. I don't know how it wouldn't, but it's just it's basically you turn anything you want into a what do they call it? Live wallpaper. So this is mine right now. It's just a little video I cut and played in of my river campground. And it's just always running in the background, the little video of it.
There is no way this thing will not affect battery life. I mean, it has to.
But would it affect battery life the same as a live wallpaper? Probably, right?
No, probably worse.
Probably worse. I thought so too.
I don't know.
I mean, it only would make sense that it would. But I'm telling you, I you think you would do something like this, it would be like GIF quality, like 200 by 200. It's absolutely beautiful. It's HD. It looks like as good as any picture you would use as your background or wallpaper. I always think background when it should say wallpaper and vice versa.
What's the difference?
I don't know. But wallpaper is what you call it on Android. Background is what you call on other OSs, maybe.
All right. I guess if this is a thing that you want, then good.
I think I've been waiting for this forever. Honestly, this seems like something I've always wanted for my back. I'm always experimenting with live wallpapers and wallpapers. This is all I really wanted.
It's like, you could pick a YouTube video and not have to load the YouTube app.
So
I don't get it.
Eric wants an interactive Android picture frame. Like the old picture frames from like 6 years ago?
No, did they play video? See, that's what I wanted. I wanted the video, not just the picture frame. I had the picture frame since Android, version 1.0. That's fine. You could use your own picture. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I'd like that video. So like this week, you could just have your kids trick-or-treating all week on the back screen of your phone and show off, when I have to pull up a video. Just slide your apps out of the way real quick and show somebody. All right, Door, what you got?
That is a thing you could do. I'm failing to see why you would do it.
The chat room asks, does it work on the Palm Phonette? Oh, I don't know. Probably not. I doubt it.
Okay, Door. One more app, please.
I was gonna let that go. Keep going. This is honestly almost exactly like the last thing. Ingress, Pokemon Go, Ghostbusters, whatever. Fog of World. This game is supposedly much higher grade, higher quality. But here's the gimmick with this game. If you don't travel a good amount, and I mean literally, like if your job is literally traveling around the world or around the US at least, if you don't do that kind of traveling, like in a year, go to like 10 different places, I'm not sure this is worth anyone's time to install. You really have to travel a lot. It's called a Fog of World. And essentially, you load it up, the whole world is covered in fog. Every place you go, the fog lifts.
Oh.
So you basically have to do like exploration kind of thing. I do believe that there are plenty of game elements, like you can find things along your travels, but it really is nothing more than a glorified, let's see how many different places you can go type of app. But it is based upon your real GPS. So if you want to, hack your GPS and do GPS spoofing, you can. But I think, to be honest, if you're going places, I think this could be cool. If you're sitting idle, I don't think it's cool to hack the GPS.
This could be more like Ingress if you just had two factions, one that fogged the world and one that cleared the world, and they didn't actually have to like find portals or nothing. Just they would fog and clear wherever they were at, and then you could see if the world was foggy or clearer, and see who's winning.
I love that this one has 500 installs, Door. You bring the freshest apps.
And I do believe I heard this on, I don't know if it was all about Android, but I think I did hear it on another show. I thought I did at least. But hey, here's the thing. This thing never should have millions of installs. I don't think there's that many people traveling.
Yeah. That'd be tough for me to level up on this game. Well, it's tough for me to level up on any game, really, to be honest.
I would have the path from my house to my work really clear.
really clear. And I forgot to mention the Ghostbusters thing was free. This one is $4.99.
I do have an email to read. I completely forgot about that part. This is from our friend Lyle, who offers...
I may have read this last week, though.
I think you've already read that one? Okay, darn it. It was 7 days ago, so maybe you had. I think he meant it as a compliment, but I'm not sure that it was.
Did I read it, Door?
I don't know.
It's about dividing the show?
Oh, I think we did. Yeah.
Okay, fine then. It's my one job, Door. And no.
Hey, man. Hey, you know what? You're out for 1 week.
Well, good news, Mark. I have emails from E Harmony Partner telling me that it can help me find my matches.
I wonder what your wife would think.
I'm sorry, that was in the spam folder.
Hey, I wanted to bring the Walmart app back up to everybody. I think we've talked about it before.
Did you hear about the scam?
I didn't hear about the scam, but they
Liam
took away. Oh, no. Okay, go ahead. Tell me, how did Liam get scammed?
He got scammed on the Walmart app, which he knew it was a scam, but he said, I got to try it. It was a Tronxy printer, which is normally like $130, $140 printer on Walmart's, listed on Walmart's app for like $8.
Wow.
So he said, I'm buying 2 of them.
Yeah.
But then when he looked at like the shipping weight, it was like, 2 ounces or something. And what he got was 2 HDMI cables.
Wow. That's close.
Yeah. It isn't a 3D printer.
The Walmart app, I just want to let you know, you can go ahead and uninstall it now. It's one feature that it had. Well, I'll take that back. I won't say that. It had this feature where if you were a Walmart shopper and you went and used the app and scanned the barcode that was on your receipt, if they somehow found it on sale somewhere, they would give you the money back in a Walmart gift card. And they've been doing that for a few years. Well, that just ended this week. Now the only way they will shop for you, because they don't match prices in store no more. That's a bygone era. So now the only way you can do it is if you move your credit card to be associated with the Walmart app, tie those two things together, and then use the Walmart app to pay at checkout. And then they would possibly, give you some sort of money back if they found that the price was cheaper somewhere else. So I think that's kind of a sour note for a lot of people who don't want to tie themselves to Walmart that much.
So there's one reason and one reason only I have the Walmart app on my phone. And that is because you can scan the barcode of any item in the store and see the price.
Oh, that's a good item. That's a good one too.
Makes it valuable. So I'm buying my daughter a bicycle for her birthday months ago, and we're out in the garden section, and the bikes are all out there, but they don't have any price tags on them, and I'm not going to drag it to the scanner down the aisle. So I whip out my phone, I install the app real quick, take a picture of it. Now I know how much the bike costs. So that's the one reason.
What a pro tip, man. How did I not know that all these years? And I've been, walking around trying to find the Walmart associates that are no longer existent, trying to find them because they've got, basically it looks like a cell phone in their hand that they scan it and then tell me what the price is.
Right.
Because all those scanners, the scanners that are tied to the support poles for the structure, none of those work. They're just there for a decoration. They got beat up by some kind of wiffle bat or something at one point.
Yeah, I use the Sam's app for the same reason. Unfortunately, I can't use one app to do both. I have to have the Sam's app and the Walmart app. But hey, that's what I use them for. How about another app just for fun? This is called Android App Addicts.
One more for both of us? Or okay,
your turn.
I'm going to bring, honestly, a repeat app only because I personally think it is good to have, especially if you're traveling, especially if you're out and about, or especially if you're in a not so friendly area, like, downtown Baltimore kind of thing. This is an app called Skimmer Scanner. We brought it a while ago, is what I'm going to say. The developer, SparkX, they're a hardware manufacturer that sells all kinds of mini computing things, batteries, capacitors, mini boards, Arduinos, ESP266s, all kinds of things. And the developer, that guy, basically found out, because, that's what you do when you're in the hardware market, that 90+% of all the skimmers that are placed anywhere over the world use the same, like, 2-cent Bluetooth antenna, and that firmware on the Bluetooth antenna always has the same beginning MAC address, because that's how MAC addresses work. Also, they never take the time to change the default password of 0000. So what this app does is you just basically hit the button, it enables your Bluetooth, it does a quick scan of all of the devices found, and if the MAC address matches a suspected skimmer, the phone will then tell you you're in the presence of a credit card skimming machine. Like when you're getting ready to pump gas, or you're going into a convenience store in the middle of nowhere, or you're walking up to an ATM, and you're not familiar with it completely, you might want to run this app first just to see if it finds anything. I've had it installed when I had my phone for about 6 months, and I did find 2 scanners, and I did immediately tell the people behind the counter, you might want to take care of this.
Were you able to physically look and find the skimmer then after you detected it?
On the one at the Royal Farm gas pump, I literally ripped the cover off because it was, when I walk up and look close, I could tell this one does not look like that one. This was not look like that one. This one looks a little bit thicker. So I just pulled it off, and it just came right off.
That is cool. I didn't install it the last time you brought it. Thank you for bringing it back again. I'm gonna install. I just installed it, and yeah, I'm just curious. I did have a card. A person I know had their card skimmed in a town, probably 60 miles from here, but then it got used quite a bit after they got the information. And I didn't realize how much information is actually on that magnetic strip on the back of your card. Yeah, there's a lot there, not just a credit card number.
Oh yeah, it's a very compact bit of data. Let's go ahead and move to the tank emptying part of the show.
Okay. I'm going to bring a financial app that I just started using, and I just wanted to bring it because I'm impressed, actually. You know, it's called Schwab Mobile from Charles Schwab. So usually I would think of a banking app as being crap, not working well, especially like an old school kind of Charles Schwabish thing. But they've got some good devs. They're working on their apps, and I made a sale and a trade with it already, and it seemed to work really well. It's got good if you're into stocks. I'm not really, but I did have a hunch, so I'm running with it. I missed out on Bitcoin, so I got to try the next big thing. So I decided to mess around with this, and I don't have to use my broker to make my trades. I can do this myself. It gives you all the analysis if you want to look at you can look up any stock and see how it's doing or how it did or what it's doing. They've got opinions and stuff in there too. If you want to dabble or even just curious and look around, it works well.
Well, and good news, Eric, you can access the Schwab podcast videos and more in the media center.
Oh, I didn't even see the media center. Dang.
You want to share your hot stock tips with the audience?
Sure. It's an ETF called MJ.
It's an ETF, electronic traded fund, I believe.
Yeah.
Called what?
MJ.
MJ. Is it
medical? Marijuana stock?
Oh,
it is.
There you go.
When Canada ran out in their first weekend, I figured that can only go higher.
People who agree with you that marijuana is the next great movement in stocks. They're going to be the penny stocks that are going to be worth fortune soon.
Yeah, timing is everything.
Yeah, so I figured this was the time.
Well, and I'll just say this because we're running out of podcast and saying, okay, Schmoogle play news. 3 of them that I listened to, I want to say it was Bloomberg, Fast Money, Motley Fool are the 3 that I think I listened to. Mm-hmm. They all agree there is a good amount of money to be made, but there are going to be clear winners and clear losers. The ones that are winners are going to be phenomenal money-making machines for at least some length of time. And right now they said it's really hard to tell who is going to be the leaders.
And that's why I didn't just do it in one stock, because I don't know, this way in an ETF, at least you have a manager of it who's looking at all that stuff.
Well, good luck.
Yeah. I don't know. I have a little bit of money just to mess with in that. That's a 401k from an old job that I had. So it's just sitting there.
All right. What's next?
That's it for my tank.
Oh, all right. Door. Empty it.
What I'm going to bring first is, of course, it's a retro game because that's how I roll. Quite the retro looking. It's called Into the Abyss by 031 Kinetics Adventure. Everybody 10 and up. 9 reviews, $2.99 to buy, no in-app purchases after that, and no ads after that. 4.4 average reviews. Eligible for the family library, updated October 20th, 2018, 49 megs in size, 50 installs, current version 1.0. It's just a simple platformer type game with like 4 buttons: right, left, jump, and action. You basically just jump around, kill things, make it to the end. But it was simple, fun. I really like the art style, is what I'll say.
The 8-bit art style.
Yeah. Well, they did it good, is what I'll say.
Man, you're gonna make me bring another app then, Door. I wasn't gonna bring it tonight, but
Well,
I
then
got to now because it looks so similar.
Okay.
And you're gonna like this one. If you like that one, you'll like this one. Okay, this is called. It's got a great name. It's Adventure Llama from Orub Game Studios. But if you look at the video, it's actually a really fun game.
Contains ads and in-app purchase.
Basically, there's these spinning things, and you have to get your llama to touch them, and then they move sometimes, and then you touch them again, and then you can go to the next level. But I like the way it's basically a one button, well, 2 buttons, left and right, but then you hold down to go up and to float around a little more. It's a platformer.
Yeah, and I'll say mine didn't have a video. This does have a video.
So yours is probably better then.
But I will say yours, the beginning of the video, quite disturbing.
Well, llamas are quite disturbing.
They're like small, dumb-looking camels.
Or big, dumb-looking dogs.
That is one ugly dog then. But I'll say this, at least the video does give you the gist of the game, so that's good.
I see what you mean by the beginning of the video now. Okay.
Yep. Just a shade. I'm gonna bring this one really quick. Brett from the makers, really nice guy. I was complaining about how I didn't like how Android Auto is a limiting interface, and there's certain things you can't do on it, like no Voxer. In my car, I have it built into the dash, so I don't have a choice. I have to use Android Auto. But in my minivan, I basically put my phone in a mount, and then I can use it. So he encouraged me to try this one, and I'm really shocked. I don't think we brought this one before. It's called Automate, Automate, car dashboard driving and navigation from BitSpace. It's under Auto and Vehicles, 4,511 reviews, E for everyone. Does have some sort of in-app purchase, no ads. Free download and install, 4.1 average reviews, updated October 24th, 2018, 40 megs in size, 500,000 plus installs, current version 2.1.6, requires 4.1 and up. The in-app purchase starts at 99 cents, goes to $3.99. So this is trying to be a more customizable big button interface for your Android device. And I do like the idea of having a customizable big button interface. What I don't like is that when I have my like dash built-in system, there is no overriding it to do anything else.
So would you get to the point where you don't even use your in-dash one anymore and you just set your phone on a holster right in front of that big spot?
I'll say if it was good enough, I would like to do that, yes. But literally, he showed me this app like the day before I lost my phone.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. So maybe you can give us an update later. This could be something, this would be a good. Do you think this would be a good for somebody who doesn't have the built-in?
Well, here's the thing. It could be a very viable option, but I will say the Android Auto, the only thing it does good, it does voice actions really good. From OK Schmoogle, turn off Wi-Fi, it works. OK Schmoogle, open navigation. OK Schmoogle, play news. OK Schmoogle, play Weird Al Yankovic. OK Schmoogle, call blah blah blah. It works, so you don't have to touch the device, which technically I think is a safer mode.
And Android Auto will play Podcast Addicts app pretty well on it, or not?
Yeah.
Okay. I've tried Android Auto on my phone a couple times and I didn't like it, so maybe I could give this a try and give it another try, I guess.
Yeah, I don't like the physical interface of Android Auto. I think it's bad. I also don't like the fact that there's certain apps you just can't run. There's only certain apps you can run, but the voice actions are very on point. I can literally get in the car and say, "Okay, Schmoogle, launch Android Auto. Okay, Schmoogle, navigate to this. Okay, Schmoogle, open Podcast Addict." Then I have to tap play, and then I immediately turn the volume down really quick and say, "Okay, Schmoogle, open navigation," and I turn the volume back up. And then I'm listening to my podcast, and I have my navigation, and it was minimal touch interactions.
Important premium feature for you here, Eric, is that you could customize the wallpapers for day and night.
Yes. Yes. Good point.
Yeah. So I am going to do this. I'm going to play with this. I literally now have, I think, $15 Google Opinion rewards money. So I can definitely do some in-app purchases. And I'm going to just say again, honorable mention. We were the very first podcast out of the 150 plus I listened to that ever mentioned Google Opinion rewards. Install it on your Android device, give it access to your location. It will randomly ask you questions about the places you've been and will give you what seemingly sometimes random amounts of money, typically no more than $1.
Yep.
I got like $1.35 the other day.
Yeah, honestly, like 2 or 3 times I got more than like $1, and I was shocked because it didn't seem like I was doing anything different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it asked me about my trip to Guitar Center. It says, "Were you here?" I said, "Yes." It said, "Did you make a purchase?" I said, "No." And then it was like $1.50 or $1.35.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was pretty weird.
I'll have to not buy stuff at Guitar Center next time I go.
Yeah, just go to Guitar Center and don't buy anything.
Right. Well, and just real quick, because there's no such thing as artificial intelligence, it will randomly ask you questions it knows the answer to, thinking if you lie to it back, it will then silently suspend you from the program for like 30 days.
Mm.
So don't just answer questions the way you think it wants you to answer them because you think it's going to mean more money.
Right. Yeah, I get that all the time. Have you been to any of these places? I've never even heard of any of these places.
Well, and they keep asking me about my wife's place of business. No, I just literally pull up to the parking lot to pick her up. I know I'm not answering any damn questions about that place.
Hmm. All right, what else you got, Dor?
That really was it. Yeah, I mean, I had this app here, EtchDroid, no root, write ISOs, DMG files to a USB. Um, Again, we've had apps like this in the past. It seems like the quality of this app means nothing on whether or not it's going to work or not. It really comes down to what hardware is in your device and what kind of access do you as a user have to your micro USB or USB-C physical port. I had success on my Honor 8. I could plug up an OTG cable, a USB disk, less than 64 gigs, of course. Plug it up, download an ISO file, click a button, and bang, it worked. It basically uses the same technology as UNet booting. And Mark, I don't know if you've experienced this, but I'll say this. In the Linux world now, unfortunately, there's basically 3 different standards of burning ISO files to USB keys. And some of them only work via UNet booting. Some of them only work via what's called DD. And then some of them only work with like uh, Etcher.io. So, this might work for you. It might be a cool way that you can instantly on the fly via your phone make Linux bootable ISOs, sticks. But I would say this, do not like MacGyver this and wait till you're trapped in a cell and it's the only way out, because you might need a paperclip and a chocolate bar instead.
Yeah, I don't have any Android devices that also have full-size USB ports in them. So I don't see myself using this, but I like the idea of it.
You can use OTG cable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course,
Another
you
thing.
have to have that on you.
Right. And if I were a working tech like I used to be, that's the kind of thing I would have in my go bag. I would absolutely have an OTG cable, and this could be super useful because you go to some place of business and you need something and you can't get on the network for whatever reason, or the device you're working on doesn't have access to the internet. This in my tech days, this would have been much more exciting to me than it is today.
Mm.
I'm a software guy now instead of hardware, so it's less exciting to me. I may click the install button just because nostalgia. I love the icon.
I do too. I tried to incite you, Mark. I'm sorry.
Hey, just for the noob, and probably just for actually the not noob but forgot, what are DMGs?
DMG is the Apple format of disk images. And it is in beta right now with the DMG to make like Mac bootable USB sticks. But I don't know if they got it working right yet.
Okay, thanks. Did you know that there's a wrapper now that goes by DDG? I just watched one of his videos today.
Nope, but I'm pretty happy I don't know that because
you wouldn't be impressed.
Oh no, nobody rapping today is worth anything that I can tell. They seem all talentless, heartless, and don't know what it means to actually.
This one's even
create
less
these.
than that. And I enjoy some rap, not DDG.
Well,
yeah, I miss the pure rap of the old days, like the Beastie Boys.
Right. And I had to explain to my wife because she was talking about a comedian making fun of Ice-T on Law and Order. How like he's the guy that always explains things in the fashion that the stupid people can understand. And then she was like, I was shocked he had a gay son on the show. And I had to explain to her, I said, what you don't understand is I've literally been an Ice-T fan since 84. I literally bought up Rhyme Pays, the physical cassette from the store the week it came out. If you look at his persona, you think he's one thing. If you actually, know what he's about, he is completely different. He actually like respects education a great deal. He, doesn't like disrespected. He is about family. He is about community. He is about brotherhood. He is about being together, but he also has a really good knack of making like old white people really upset. Yeah.
I know another rapper that's very similar to that. It's cool.
Yeah, if it's not Robbie Van Winkle, it's not rap.
Right. Yeah. Back then they were different.
That's Vanilla Ice for those of you that don't know.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of Vanilla Ice, the Queen movie comes out in less than 2 weeks, Mark. I want to say it's next week.
I'm actually looking forward to that.
And me too. I ain't gonna lie. I think I'm gonna go see that. Maybe not opening night, but I think I'm gonna go see that just because I like Ravi Malek. I think he's decent, but it's Queen. I mean, it's Freddie Mercury. I think I got to see it.
Yeah, he's one of the most flamboyant guys in the entertainment industry, and nobody's really done any treatments about him. No movies, no books, no tell-alls. Interesting. All right, let me recap our apps. The first one is I can't find the name of it, or what's the thing? YouTube DL. Avidd, Avidd, YouTube DL. The other one next is Wearcasts, a podcast player for Wear OS by Chris DB. Ghostbusters World by 433 Inc. Vpings Video Wallpaper by Vpings Team of World Unreleased by Ollix, Ollix. The Walmart app by Walmart. Skimmer Scanner by Nick at Spark Schwab Mobile. Schwab Mobile. I was looking for the next word. The Charles Schwab Corporation. Into the Abyss by 031 Kinetics. Adventure Dashboard and Navigation by BitSpice. EtchDroid. Page isn't loading. EtchDroid, No Root, Write ISOs, and DMGs to USB by David DePau. There you go. A dozen apps. The dirty dozen for you tonight.
Very cool. Thank you, Mark.
I'm really having a hard time.
Sounds like your bandwidth is a little lacking tonight.
It's not bandwidth; it's the PC itself. I wish I knew somebody who was good with these computers could help me out with it. I'm really just absolutely sucking all the way around tonight.
Well, I think we need to get some artificial intelligence and some machine learning on it, and then maybe you could have a quantum computer by next week.
I'd help you, but I'm not really computer literate.
Honestly, the latest Windows update crapped out my box
That'll
entirely.
do it.
That's all it was.
Did you have that problem, Doran, the last Windows update? Yeah, I didn't either.
The last Windows update I got was around 10 years ago.
Yeah. The Windows haters. I'm just telling you.
I'm not a Windows hater. I'm not a hater. I just know what works for my podcast rig every week.
Well, and I'll say I'm not a absolutionist anymore. Windows computers have their place. Just not in my house.
This podcast rig also doubles as my work rig, and the apps I need to use for work are Windows based. And you people don't pay me enough as a podcaster to have a separate computer for podcasting.
I don't have a backpack big enough to take this thing to work. And but you know what? This used to run Windows Vista when it was new.
I'm a Windows hater too. No, not really. I have made 2 careers out of Windows. I can't hate on the thing that's fed my family for 25 years.
Right.
Go ahead.
And I'll say like this, Mark. Part of me believes that if I woke up in the morning and I drove to work and I dealt with Linux all day, I think when I came home, I might hate Linux.
Sure.
Good point.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. If it wasn't for Fords, our tools would rust. You know, that's the mechanic's prayer.
All right. This is the part of the show where we talk about how you can give money to us. And you can do that by going to patreon.com/Android App Addicts. Pledge $4 a month. That's $1 a show. That's all we ask, honestly. Dor, any final words of wisdom for the night?
I don't want to thank everyone for their support. Thank everyone for downloading. And don't forget, in any podcast player of any sort, just search for the word Podnutz and you will find everything from how to fix a computer, how to deal with enterprise installations of mass hardware, and how to deal with vendors when it comes to certain things, or what is Linux, why is Linux, how to 3D print, why to 3D print kind of thing. We try to cover the entire gambit of everything geeky that we can think of, except for maybe comic books we haven't done yet.
Awesome. Eric, yourself?
I would just like to say that stock recommendations and comments presented by Android App Addicts are solely those of the analysts and experts quoted. They do not represent the opinions of Podnutz on whether to buy, sell, or hold shares of a particular stock. Investors should be cautious about any and all stock recommendations. They should consider the source of any advice on stock selection. Various factors, including personal and corporate ownership, may influence or factor an expert's stock analysis or opinion. All investors are advised to conduct their own independent research into individual stocks before making a purchase decision. In addition, investors are advised that past stock performance is no guarantee of future price appreciation.
I love you.
That was awesome. And I'll say that if you like the stuff I do on the show, I do more of it on another show over on the Element OP network. Element as in the periodic table of elements, OP as in B. Taylor, elementop.com. Check it out. There's some stuff there. Some people even like it. So otherwise, I will just say thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Thank you, Guy in the Tub, and the YouTubers there in the chat room for hanging out with us. Always make the show better. And we appreciate you, and we'll see you next week, because that's it for this episode of the Android App Addicts podcast.
Man, these eyes suck. 522.
All right, here's my show intro. Mark has technical difficulties. Eric gives... dang it, try it again. Mark has technical difficulties. Eric gives financial advice, and Doris freaked out by a llama. That and more on this episode of Android App Addicts.
Cool.
Yeah, my CPU is just spinning at 100%.
Oh wow!
And I can't find what's doing it. I mean, it's an Intel NUC. It's not exactly a high powered machine, but it should be able to handle a couple of browsers.
Yep. I think browsers have gotten really incompetent as far as I'm concerned.
On my Windows PC at work, I can never do a reopen closed tab ever. I don't know why.
It's the man trying to keep you down.
I can do it here on this Chrome, but yeah, I'm getting a NUC for work. My desktop PC has 128 gig SSD in it, and it's full. And so our IT guys, well, we could put a 256 in it, but your computer's 5 years old anyway. Maybe we'll just get you a NUC and
I'm a fan of NUCs, man.
give me a quote.
They're not expensive, but for what they are, they're really solid office type computers.
Yeah, he'll probably end up giving me like an i5 with 8 gigs of RAM or something, and 256 regular or SSD, and then a big old spinner in there too. I'll be right back.
I think it rained during the show. I have my slider open here, and I thought I heard it during the show.
I'm guessing my audio upload to you got pretty terrible at several points because yours to me was.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why we record locally.
Yep.
Just for that reason. Oh man, my brain tired, hurts.
Oh, so here's I'm going to paste in the show title suggestions from Ivor.
Cool, thank you.
Oh, well, it didn't really work very well. I guess you can figure it out for the most part.
Oh, wow. That hurt. Oh, crikey.
Big hit back in 20 back.
I'll say the battery on this phone is actually shockingly good. I'm like pleasantly shocked how damn good this battery works.
Wow, the Tubber has a lot of choices tonight.
Yes, he was busy. So I told you guys, I think, about being bifocal guy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and how it was not working out for you.
Well, turns out I'm not bifocal guy. I'm trifocal guy.
Ooh,
So,
dang.
When I wear the bifocals, I can see at a distance, I can read, but this computer monitor is super fuzzy. So I have now an entirely separate pair of computer glasses so that I can see at the 30-inch or so range. So most of the day, I'm like this all day long.
You need to get the yellow tint on the computer glasses too.
They do.
Oh, nice.
And so that's what I do. So I have a pair of glasses sitting beside me, and I turn to the computer. Somebody comes up and talks to me. I take them off. I put these on, and I turn and say, "Yeah, okay." And if I have to read something, I do that. And then I go back to the computer and I take these off and put these on.
So,
Man, if you could just get a monocle, you could just flip down at them and flip it up when, "Oh, excuse me, we're talking to me."
does anybody at work call you David Caruso?
No, yet anyway.
Because that's what he was known for, right?
Yes.
Can't remember the name of his show. Like Miami.
CSI Miami.
CSI Miami. Where every like 3 minutes he would like take off his glasses and like swoosh his head around like a ring.
Yeah, there was the turn. He would at some point be actually turning away from the people he was talking to just to get the dramatic.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It was like the only thing he was good at. David Caruso. Oy vey. Haven't seen or heard of him in a while.
I don't remember.
This is the obstacle. These optical. These glasses are super cheap, so I don't mind having multiples of them.
Oh well, I'm getting ready to. I think I'm going to pull the trigger here in like a month because what I don't like, these glasses I got 130, 140 bucks, typically 400 bucks. So I get them for ridiculously less. But the sunglass clip-ons I got literally scratch a bit of the lens. There's now a company, glassesusa.com/3D. I can buy the frames from them and I can 3D print the frames. And I can like 3D print any color I want or whatever I want. So I think I'm gonna end up doing that just because.
You know, I don't remember the reference, but the show title "Then Ralph Had an Idea" that sounds really cool.
Yeah, I don't know what that was either, but funny.
Then Ralph had an idea.
I think I said Ralph.
Sounds. I like that one so far.
It was the palm thing. Bob was sitting there. Well, what are you gonna do? We got all these screens gonna do.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I think Ralph has an idea. Why don't we make small phones and call them like, not phones. Get you off your phone. It's like somebody got fired from Microsoft, and that was his only idea. And he's like, I got to make it real.
Yeah. I like that one so far. Still going through.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you now, there's no doubt I'm going to spend less than $300 on my phone. Because the Honor 8, I spent $280. That was 2 years ago. Literally, it was Thanksgiving 2016 when I got that phone. I went and looked it up.
So looking at show titles, I like Door Goes Off Grid. That's a good one.
Yeah, Ivor had a paste bin link. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I put it in there and Guy in the Tub did it better. So
okay. Oh, okay, gotcha. What the fresh hell is this? I'm sorry, I kind of like that.
Yeah. Don't stray from the play. I like that one.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I like that one too.
That's good.
Horses are stupid. I like that. Just take the last part of that. Horses are stupid.
In the back of a van or something.
You really love backyard or your cat. No, what was the one you just said? Oh, don't stray away from the play.
Yeah, don't stray from the play. Just
don't stray from the play. I still like that one too, so far.
I've been wanting this forever. That's a good one too.
Oh, goodness. So, do you at least have off next Tuesday, Mark?
No, I do not. I will be working 84 miles from home, working a 7 to 7 shift on Tuesday.
So you're not voting?
Not Tuesday, I'm not.
Did you early vote?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
But I still have a couple of days.
Right.
But yeah, it's I have to leave here at about 5 in the morning and I'll get back at 10:30.
Yeah.
I probably won't be doing next week's show.
Well,
last week I totally, for some reason, thought Halloween was tonight. Remember I talked about that at the end of the show? I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know.
You said it, and then it took me a while. I was like, wait a minute.
Math.
Oh no, we walked a hell of a lot, man.
All right, guys. So I think "Don't Stray from the Play"
Don't stray
is
from
my
the play.
is my vote, and I think Door, you have my file.
Yep.
And so I'm going to the bed.
All right,
Thank
man.
you, Mark.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Talk to you later.
I'm going to start the upload.
Yeah, I have not started my upload yet.
And I could not document. I hate when I cannot document the apps, but I could not document the apps. I hate when I have to do it after the fact. Know what I mean?
Okay, that's in that chat. I should play nice and upload this to Door.
Site image, dang dang. Now, we're gonna document all this stuff, including Pine phone. I can take $100. I'm buying one.
I might have to. Android's just boring enough that would probably scratch my itch for a while.
And I have no problem being honest with myself, saying it is going to have a hard time getting any real numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to be easy.
But you know what? We could have said the same thing about the Raspberry Pi when it came out.
I kind of knew that would be at least a niche. I had no idea it was going to get the success it did, man.
And this this is niche.
Yeah. As long as it does better than that stupid ass Palm device. $350. I mean, if that's not a first world type thing, I don't know what is. 350.
Yeah, I just all I can say is I hope that they can get that thing to pair up with an iPhone, because they're going to need it too.
I'm going to kill the stream here in a second. I'm starving, man. I got to get something to eat. Tried to do, me and Liam listen to a couple of the same things. One of the things we listened to, the guy swears one of the best ways to like manage your weight is to.
Josh was wondering if he could join with us talking.
I don't know how to do. Do I know how to do private in IRC?
Well, you could do it after you kill the stream.
I know, but you got to send him the invite.
Oh, gotcha.
Maybe I'm stupid and I just gotta double click. Yeah, that's all I gotta do. It's in the IRC private.
So what's the guy swear by on losing weight?
The first thing you eat in the day, the last thing you eat in the day, the time frame for that 10 hours or less. Do not eat outside of that window. So you basically wait to eat during the day until you're hungry, and then from the time you start to eat for the next 10 hours, you don't eat. I'm sorry. You know.
You only eat then. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, that keeps you eating right before you go to bed, which is no good, and it makes you not eat breakfast when you're not hungry.
Yeah, to me, that's really all it's about. It's just limiting. Oh, I sent him a link. Did he say he got it or not?
He says IRC private question mark. I guess he didn't.
Yeah, it should be in IRC. I just
Oh,
double
dude,
clicked.
he's gonna be in his bathtub with his video on.
I know he is. I know he is. Yeah, I double clicked your name and brought up that little private window.
Are we still streaming?
Yeah. I gotta document these apps, man.
Hello.
Hello. Hear the water.
Yeah, man, I need to warm up a little bit, you know. This isn't just a moniker, this guy in the tub.
No, it's the YouTubers.
It's legit. Got a bottle of Crown Royal because luckily, Eric, yeah, I'm doing the keto as well now. I've been about a week now.
Nice.
So I figured out that whiskey doesn't have carbs.
It doesn't have carbs, but alcohol will stop your ketosis because your liver has to work on taking care of the alcohol.
Wow, you're kind of a dick. Hey, Dora, let's talk.
Yeah, I know. I learned that the hard way too. It stops your weight loss right then.
Yeah, I'm not in it for weight loss. I'm just trying to be part of the cool club.
Oh, yeah.
The cool ketos are doing it, is what they say now. I don't know what that means.
It's the Crown Keto diet.
The Royal Keto. Well, shit. No, this is fun. How you guys doing?
Good.
Tired.
Yeah.
Hey, we're still streaming, Josh.
Oh, hello, folks. No one's listening. I'm the only one who's listening. I'm not even listening anymore. Yeah, no, I conversate with Dor quite a bit, but Eric, not so much. I miss you, brother.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I didn't realize you had lost so much weight as well.
Yeah, I didn't even have a scale. I didn't even own a scale for the first 2 months I was on it, so I had no idea. People would say something, like, "Oh, you look like you're losing weight," and then when I finally got a scale, I had already lost 20 pounds.
But how did you know how much you weighed before if you didn't have a scale?
Well, I knew how much I weighed before. I don't know, how long ago, but basically that's what's on my driver's license. I lost 20 pounds off that.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool.
Do you have your weight on your driver's license in Canada?
Yeah, I weigh like 106.
Oh, kilograms. Okay, I don't know.
106 pounds. I'm 6'6". I can slam dunk a basketball standing still, so it's all good.
Must have a big tub.
It is a pretty big tub. It's a very nice tub. Yeah.
Just
I mean,
up the Chromebook.
Dude, I need to go. What, Dor?
I just said don't drop the Chromebook.
Yeah. I know. I thought about that earlier. Like it's on UTC. No, what the hell's that called? I know this. The plug-in where you drop it in water and it automatically shuts off.
Oh yeah.
All bathrooms need it. All outside outlets are required.
The breaker thingy thing.
Yeah, exactly. But I've been tempted.
It's GFI.
GFI, yes. Ground fault interrupter. Yeah, is that right?
But you've got
Yeah.
you're right. But you've got a nice wooden stand that it's resting on. And so do you use stemmed wine glasses that perfectly fit those round circles?
What I use is
Oh no, here comes the video. Dorsey, I was worried about this.
It's your fault. I'm just doing my
it was a
documentation.
I don't know that it. Oh wait, I've got a blocker on the video, so maybe it doesn't like that.
Oh, okay.
There's no blocker. I can't do video. This Chromebook doesn't do video.
Oh, it did for a second.
Oh, did it? Is it running? Okay. I don't know if you can see this thing. Tell me if it shows up. Is there any video?
No, I just see you playing disc golf in the snow.
Oh, geez.
Oh, there you go. Now I see it.
It's so embarrassing. I need to cover up my top half. There's the.
Oh, a chalice. Look at that.
Yeah, but it's somebody made this with great detail.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's made of whatever you do when you put it on a wheel and spin it. But the real champion here is this one.
Yeah. Well, you sure didn't drink much.
Oh, the night's not over.
I got a bottle of Bullet upstairs. I keep debating on whether I'm gonna drink some of it tonight or not.
Bullet?
Yeah.
What is Bullet?
It's whiskey. B-U. I think it's
B. That the peach or pear thing you were talking about?
No, that's Old Camp. B-U-I-E-L-E-T-T. It's kind of
sounds French. That's Boulet, man.
Yeah, it might not be pronounced. Let's see. It's B-U-L-L-E-I-T.
That sounds French.
It's bourbon though, so no, it ain't French.
No, but is it bourbon from Louisiana? Maybe it's a.
Let's see.
A Cajun bourbon.
I think it's old school. Like somebody found a recipe in their attic or something and just decided to be a B-U-L-L-E-I-T. Let's see here. Bullet. High Rye Award. Okay, yeah, here it is. Oops. Oh, I want to see my ID. April 11th, 1924. Yeah, so here it is. Where's it made? Tom Bullitt, Louisville, Kentucky.
Kentucky. Well, it's proper bourbon.
Yeah. I fulfilled a lifelong dream of reviving an old family bourbon recipe by starting the Bullitt Distilling Company, inspired by my great-great-grandfather, Augustus Bullitt.
Augustus Boulois, I would imagine.
Signature high rye whiskey in the mid-1800s.
I'm just reminded of two good friends of mine, straight from the most ridiculous part of Baltimore City. We were at a place, and another friend of mine turned to them, and he just turned to them with the straightest of face and said, "So, why do they call you the Bullet?" Somebody just looked at him, looked at me, looked at him. I gotta explain this to this kid. Like, I shrugged my shoulders. What do you want me to say? I don't know.
Yeah, it's Baltimore City.
Yeah, we're good at.
If you're not shooting bullets, you're catching them.
Yeah. And the only thing we're good at is killing bitches.
Yeah, man. If you're not shooting bullets, you're catching them. That could be a rap line. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. Yep, definitely.
Because I mean, I was fairly fast in high school, and they wanted me to try out for track, and I did, and I ended up on the javelin catching team.
Oh.
So I'm not.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was just because I was good at it or if it was Darwinism. I'm not sure what happened.
I didn't know they had a catching team for that.
I didn't know either. I was the only one that survived. But
Did you ever? Yeah, I was like, did you ever get like stapled to the turf or anything?
No, I figured it out. You wear big gloves, a helmet. I mean, I never played football, but I had a football helmet. Although they made me wear it on the bus.
So you were the guy just running around with a football uniform out in the grass by himself.
Pretty well.
No, that's cool. Good luck.
Yeah, I mean, a discus is pretty similar to a football as well. So I'm multitasking, catching javelins, discus, shot put, whatever.
So have you tried Old Camp whiskey, Josh?
No, I heard it. I haven't even seen it here.
That's my fave, man.
You were talking about that. Yeah. I'm gonna look it up. I looked it up last time I heard you say it too. But I don't know. What's that, door?
It seemed like it had a fair price on it. I just couldn't find it local.
Yeah, I don't think I can find. Oh, Ontario. Wait, what? Is now available in Ontario and Alberta. Huh. Interesting. They're going to use my IP against me and figure out where I'm at, and they give me Canadian stats. Are you legal drinking age? I think so. And better question, does it matter? Oh, that peach stuff. That's right.
Yeah. You need to get some sort of Raspberry Pi device into your network to thwart that.
Well, I've got a Pi hole.
Do you?
Yeah, which takes away the
ads.
The ads, and it's actually it's the DNS too that I use it for DNS, but as far as I mean, I got VPN too, which I could maybe hook it up with that, but I found that I haven't found a VPN here that works well and doesn't just clog down the network. We're in Canada, man. We get like 80% of the bandwidth. The exchange rate's terrible. And it's actually about 60% now.
The Bullet Bourbon has a cork too, which is odd in the lid.
Apparently cork is endangered.
Yep.
That's why they don't use it. That's what I've heard.
Huh.
Yep. And it's getting crazy expensive to produce.
Because there's cork floors too, but that's getting more expensive as well.
Oh yeah.
The number one company right now, they say using it is Patron and somebody else. It was a tequila maker and somebody else.
Yeah, Patron probably. And it's not even great tequila, really, when it comes down to it.
I know, but they sell a shit ton.
Yeah,
is Tito's any good? Tito's is everywhere here. It's like
Tito's is all right.